welcome to my channel, the Urban Alchemistic HPIC, hashtag the Dexter of Brujas. HPIC stands for the High Priestess in Charge. Okay, so it is 2:33 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the Blessed Coast. And we're about to watch this video. This video just popped up on my timeline, so I'm like, let me just watch it. It's Dancehall Decoded. I like watching like the vlogs, the dance hall vlogs and celebrity news. I be all up in the business. So I just came across this channel called Dance Hall Decoded. So shout out to them. Their page just shot. I mean, they video just pop up on my stuff. So this is the Jada Kingdom versus the Stefflon Don video. This video was posted 3 days ago. It's called Jada Kingdom versus Stefflon Don. How Burna Boy started a global war. Okay, it's always over dick. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, I love both of them. I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of Stefflon Don and Jada King. I like them both. Stefflon is my girl. I actually started listening to her first, and then I started listening to Jada Kingdom. Both talented ladies or whatever. So we finna watch the video and do like a little reaction. Let's see. Because I really didn't know the source of their beef, but I remember was it 2024? Oh man, the beginning of 2024 was crazy when they was going at it. It was crazy. That was actually a good thing for the culture. It was a good thing. I'm gonna speed this up to 1.35 or whatever. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit to 1.35. And let's see. Let me make it big. He's gonna break it down. I guess this guy right here, he gonna break it down because I didn't really know why they was arguing, why they was fighting. I just remember following the whole like diss song for diss song. They even had like the mixtapes. I remember it, man. That shit was crazy. It was good for the culture. It was cool. It brought out the best in them, and I think that's the good thing about it when you're going head to head with somebody, you guys are both coming with your A game. Y'all are both coming with your best. You know what I'm saying? And Jada showed that she was hungry for it. She clapped back just as hard as Stefflon Don did. But I ain't gonna lie, when Jada Kingdom did that song London Bed, I was like, oof, oof. And the crazy part about it, she used the Taliban's rhythm, and Burna Boy was on the remix. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he shouted her out and everything, and it was messy, it was sticky. But when you go head to head with somebody, it brings out the best in you. It brings out, I'm pretty sure she was challenged to write her best, and Jada showed, hey, you may be the bigger artist, but I'm gonna show you how hungry I am for this shit. So, but anyhow, let's go ahead and get into this video and find out what is the source of this beef. Because all I know is the diss songs back and forth. Motherfuckers had like mixtapes. I had the mixtape saved on my YouTube music of all their diss songs to each other back to back. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what was going on because we know it has something to do with the nigga.
The music industry has had many insane wars for all kinds of different reasons, but none were quite like the international clash between Jada Kingdom and Stefflon Don. A war so big that it riled up not only the entire Caribbean, but the UK and Africa as well. Yes, because the war was just that viral.
It's a world war.
But also because the reason behind the clash was none other than the international superstar himself, Burna Boy. And as insane as this might sound, to understand how two millionaire women even ended up beefing on the internet over this guy, the first place we need to look is 2018, where Stefflon Don had a show.
Oh, this is a long time.
But she missed her flight, and while she ended up staying in the country a few days later, she coincidentally ended up at the concert instead. And it just so happened that the person performing at this concert was Burna Boy. Whether backstage or otherwise, the two connected, and the rest was history. By 2019, their relationship was public, with fans shipping them left and right, and even viewing them as a modern-day power couple. It got so much to the point that they started to ask Burna Boy questions in interviews about whether or not he was going to get engaged, and he was actually responding, giving the impression that that was very soon to come. Around this same time, though, there was another relationship that the public started to speculate. One that was a bit less romantic, but still iconic, and that was the potential friendship between Jada Kingdom and fellow female artist Stefflon Don, as they were seen showing love in each other's comment sections and even
romantic.
Twice. The two female artists with Jamaican backgrounds collaborating on a song would have been amazing for the culture. And
yeah, I would have loved to had them been on a track together. Just like I think I remember a beef when it was Jada versus Shensia, because I think they used to go to school together or something like that. I think I remember hearing that a couple years ago, like around like the late 2010s. And she was beefing with Shensia too, and that was when Shensia first came up. Like, Shensia came up like in 2019. I remember her video, Nothing That Might Have on Me. I remember that video. I love that. That's a really good manifestation video. If you want to see like a manifestation visual, definitely watch that video. She basically saying, "Bitch, I could be in your place like that, just like that." You know. So I like the concept of that video. But anyway, I think they used to go to school together or something like that. And they beef with each other. She was like, "I don't know you as Shinsi. I know you as Chinsi. I know you as this." You know how that go, right? So I guess Jada and Stefflon Don was supposed to work on a track around this time. I guess before the pandemic. And honestly, it would have been good. Maybe the pandemic slowed it down. Maybe because Stefflon is the bigger artist at the time. Um, since she was a bigger artist, she was probably obviously more busy. And maybe Jada probably felt like, bitch, you hating. Like, you don't want me to show you out on your own song. You don't want to collab. Because sometimes, a collaboration can turn into a beef, because people will be comparing, oh, this person's verse was better than that person's verse. Some people don't want to be outshined and, blah, blah, blah. Jada could have done, Jada, I think a song with Stefflon would have really put a stamp on her career because she was already building up momentum. She was getting up there. And I think a song with Stefflon Don would have been perfect. But,
Apparently that was supposed to happen. But of course, if that had gone well, we probably wouldn't be talking about this right now. Apparently,
okay.
Steph claims that Jada had reached out to her to collaborate on a song. But whether
Oh,
because she
Jada
was too busy
reached
or
to
other
Steph
personal
first.
matters, she just kept taking longer and longer until eventually
So
the
she didn't want to
process
work
was
with
so
her.
dragged out that the song ended up getting scrapped altogether. And as much as Jada never publicly said how this made her feel, Steph would say that this would cause them to stop talking. And as much
Oh, so she stopped talking to her because they didn't. She didn't want to work with her. She probably. I think Jada probably felt like, oh, okay, like, are you what? You jealous? You don't want to work with me? You don't want to. You don't want to put me on? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But then again, it's like this was what around the pandemic and shit. I don't know. It's a little complicated. I think maybe it might be a little bit of both. Maybe it might be a little bit of both. It was just convenient for her to say no, and she kept dragging it and dragging it. Yeah, I would feel some kind of way if I was Jada. I'd probably be like, damn, you don't want to. All right, well, fine. But it ends up festering even more. It probably would have stayed the way it was if it wasn't for Burner Boy being in the middle of it. So
just a bad taste was left in her mouth over that whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
As far as she was concerned, there was no real bad blood between them. But that's why it was so shocking what would go on to happen next. After about 3
a
years
lot of
being a
imaginary
super
beef.
strong power couple that the fans adored, on a fateful day in 2021, Burna Boy would announce that both he and Stefflon Don had broken up. Of course, people speculated and wondered why, but none of them ever
Wait,
actually
what
came
year
out
was
to
that? Wait, what year they broke up? I didn't even know they was dating.
what would go on to happen next. After about 3 years of being a super strong power couple that the fans adored, on a fateful day in 2021, Burna Boy would announce that both he and
Oh,
Stefflon
they
Don
broke up.
had
Okay,
broken.
so they met in 2018. They broke up in 2021, December of 2021. Oh, okay. Burna Boy confirms split from Stefflon after 3 years. Damn, I can see why she was like, she must have been really into it. It seemed like she went to go get her man. That's what it seemed like. She went to Ghana, like, I'm going to go to Burna Boy's concert. I'm going to let him see me, and it's going to be a wrap. So, damn. Wonder what happened. Nigga was probably cheating. So, this was December 22nd, 2021. Burna Boy confirms the split from Stefflon Don after 3 years of dating. Wow.
Of course, people speculated and wondered why, but none of them ever actually came out to spill the private details of their relationship. And eventually,
You gotta
this was
listen to
left
the
alone.
music.
After all, adults break up all the time. But what did get the people talking again was in 2023 when there were rumors going around of Burna Boy with a new girl, a female artist. Rumors saying things like, well, this new girl was spotted wearing his chain, and it would make matters worse. This very woman would go on to flex all of new gifts on her story, like roses and even a birthday bag. And if this new girl was just a normal woman, nobody would have cared. But this girl was none other than Jada Kingdom. However, even though they speculated there might be something going on between them,
once he got a taste of a Jamaican girl, he said, I want to give me another one. Much love to my African sisters, but he said, I want to give me another one. I'm going to get me another one of those. Both of them are beautiful, though. Both of them are gorgeous.
The two musicians. Because Jada Kingdom herself has already publicly admitted to selling her to a rapper for $35K. So just because...
Damn. Selling her coochie to a rapper for $35K. God damn. Ain't that some shit? Wow. 888. Thank you for the synchronicity. What? She did? Oh, okay. Yeah. She do got a song called Gen Z Jezebel. So,
there might be something going on between them. Nobody knew if it was just a fling or something serious between the two musicians. Because Jada Kingdom herself has already publicly admitted to selling her...
Okay, Jada Kingdom. Okay, this is 2022. Yeah, I think I heard. I think I heard this right here. She admitted to selling her coochie for 35K, 35,000 US. That's a lot of money in Jamaica. She'd be a millionaire in Jamaica with that money. Damn. Well, hey, I believe in sex workers' rights. So I'm not here to judge. Okay.
A rapper for
Wow.
35K. So just because she was talking to a famous musician did not mean it had to be something deep. However, regardless.
Maybe it was a transactional type of thing. I don't think Jada was into him like that. I think it was more like him probably trying to talk to her, and she just like, well, what you got to offer, like da da da. But I don't think Jada was worried about him like that. I think Stefflon was really trying to get hitched. She really was trying to be with this man. Jada was just like, okay, I see what you want. And I'm pretty sure she heard about them breaking up too and all that other stuff. Um, so she probably was just tricking off the nigga, to be honest.
Of the status of their secret relationship. In this world of social media, nothing ever truly stays secret. Because even more so than the gifts and them being spotted in the Netherlands together, Burna Boy decided to take this a step further and do what every dancehall artist and apparently Afrobeat guys too like to do when they feel inspired. Sing about the girl's poems in a song. And so on the remix with Byron Messiah, Burna Boy said, and I quote, "And the best poem poem get."
Yep. And yeah, that was what really kicked it off right here. Yep. Oh,
The Kingston
God.
to me by a Birkin for Jada Kingdom in one line confirming every rumor that had poems in a
Damn,
song.
so
And
they
so
was already meeting up with each other in Netherlands. And then he gets on the Taliban's track, because that track was huge in 2024. I still listen to it to this day. I mean, it's only 2 years old, but that song was everywhere. That beat was everywhere. Even Chris Brown got on the remix. Everybody was doing the Taliban's remix. Everybody was doing that beat because it's a good beat. It's a good rhythm. So, yeah, wow.
on the Taliban's remix with Byron Messiah, Burna Boy
Yep,
said, and I
Byron
quote,
Messiah.
"And the
Yep.
best boom boom there Kingston to me by a Birkin for Jada Kingdom in one line
Yeah,
confirming every
yeah.
rumor that had ever been made."
That was a sick ass line too.
This is all
Birkin bags are fucking ugly. That shit look like the Amityville house. They look like the Amityville horror house. Those are the ugliest shits I've ever seen. Balenciagas are ugly too. Them I've seen some of the shoes. They're absolutely ugly, ugly, ugly. But I guess they're
These
little
are two
hideous.
consenting adults. But between the two consenting adults, there
Ah.
was just one problem. Wasn't Jada Kingdom friends with Stefflon Don? Why would she be messing around with the guy who was practically her ex-fiance?
She probably was like, that bitch ain't my friend. She didn't want to do no song with me. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't owe her no loyalty. I don't give a fuck. Oh well, shit. If the nigga want to buy me stuff, he gonna buy me stuff. Oh well, that's the type of shit.
It wasn't exactly like that. Because at least from Jada's perspective, the relationship between the girls was more like industry acquaintances.
Yeah, it was
than any type of
industry. Like we ain't
friendship. And so,
friends. Yeah, I kind of figured she was gonna be like that. Like, bitch, we not a friend. You know what I'm saying? We're not friends.
even though the people had questions because they
I don't owe you
exactly know
shit.
that, it was
Yeah.
never really that big of a deal. However, as you probably imagine, Steph did not see it that way. Because in her mind, yes, as much as they weren't any super close sisters or anything, this was in fact an absolute violation of any kind of bond they did.
Yeah,
And
she
yeah,
didn't
maybe
care
you
for
could
that.
say
I
Steph
can
was
see
selfish
that.
because they were just decent acquaintances, and their interactions were really spread out over years. But all of that
There's
changes.
definitely some secret animosity between them. The fact that Jada probably felt rejected or something, that Steph didn't want to do the song with her. And she's like, well, whatever. That's just how it is in the industry. She don't want me to be on the track. She want me to outshine her on her song. So fuck it, whatever. And then Burna Boy's trying to talk to Stefflon because we don't know why they broke up. So Burna trying to like rap to Jada, and this is kind of like Jada's way of kind of like getting revenge, basically. Like, oh well, bitch, you wasn't my friend. You weren't trying to do no song with me. Like, I don't owe you shit anyway. If a nigga want to buy me stuff, if you want to take me, whatever. That's kind of what it was right there.
When you look at the fact that Steph claims that just a couple weeks before this, Jada had actually reached out to her on Instagram saying, "Hey,
Wait, just before the situation with my man, this is what Stefan Don said. Just before the situation with my man, she messaged me and then she unsent it. Oh, she said, I'm in London, link up. And I saw it. She didn't think I'd see it. Link up for what? What? To fight? To talk? To fuck? What? She didn't think I'd see it. But then she unsent it. Anyway, it happened. Ooh.
I'm in London. Let's link
I hope
up."
you got
She
some
was
interview
apparently
clips.
unsent soon after. So as far as Steph was concerned, Jada was actively still trying to be her friend up until just a couple weeks ago. And so the question
Damn.
comes, why are you
That
trying
is
to be
kinda
buddy
weird,
with me,
though.
knowing full well that my ex-man's body is inside of you every night?
Right.
And so of course, that did not sit well with her. But of course, she kept it cool, at least publicly, and moved on with her life. But as much as the story felt like it was over, nobody could have begun to even realize that it hadn't even started. And what would happen next would become one of the most diabolical moments in the history of the Caribbean diaspora. A couple months had passed, and it was was now December of 2023. And if you weren't there for this month, just know that in dancehall, it was massive. Because that was when legendary producer Russian had just returned from making
Oh
his
yeah,
body in the
Russia.
Spanish market and came back
Yeah,
to
he
Jamaica
big.
ready to
He's
shake the
huge.
game with a brand new rhythm, the Dirty Money rhythm. Arguably the biggest new gen dancehall beat of the past 5 years. But if you remember anything about why that rhythm became the size that it was, it had a lot to do with drama and beef. People dissing Russia, people dissing each other, and some people even dissing the beat itself. And so in the midst of all this drama, there was one person who saw a little bit of an opportunity, a chance to finally release some of her personal frustrations that she had been holding in all this time. And the world would learn
Jada.
who this person was when it was Stefflon turn to jump on the rhythm. And when she decided to preview her
Oh.
Dirty Money snippet on her
Oh,
Instagram
Stefflon
story
Don.
that day,
Oh,
every
she
single
she
person
did
was
a song
excited.
for.
After all, she's still a UK artist, so she doesn't usually participate this directly in dancehall. But as much as we started the song
She's
bobbing
from
our
the
heads and
UK.
expecting to hear some tough bars, we were
Stefflon Don. She is Jamaican, British, and also Dutch. So she could speak Dutch. She could speak Patois, and of course Queen's English, Caribbean English, Queen's English. So yeah, she's trilingual, bilingual. Yeah, and Jada is straight up from Jamaica, born and raised, I believe. Yeah, and then Stefflon is a British Jamaican.
something else entirely instead. The very
Let
first
me
part
see
of
their
the snippet
zodiac sign. I
started
think
off by
Stefflon
saying,
Don
and
is
I quote, put the body in a
Pisces,
trance, you
right?
a wine, you a jiggle, two leg in the ear, two hand kind of nipple. You know in a dance hall, I run through a bottom man.
Oh,
This
she's
is
a
a mystery woman telling
Sagittarius.
her she's not in dance
Okay.
hall, and all she does
I
is
thought
get
she was a
ran through.
Pisces.
And
Wow.
although no names were called, things
Okay,
would
she
go
seems
on
like she
record
got some
even
water
more
in her
specific
chart.
when she would go
All
on
right,
to
so
say,
Stefflon
top
Don's a
girl, you never
Pisces.
sell
Let's see.
yet, never
I
F
mean
my man, see your man
Sagittarius.
pan a jet, you never F my
Jada
man, look it girl,
Kingdom.
we did let tell a girl say, I diss me, I say, and then the even more diabolical part, you never F my man still, a box you figure. And as you can probably imagine, the internet went wild trying to figure out just who she.
Well, hold on. Let me see everybody else. Oh, Jada Kingdom's a Virgo. Okay, she's a Virgo, born September 5th, 1998. Oh, she a young one. Okay, that's what she calls herself, Gen Z Jezebel. Okay. Yeah, she born in Jamaica, September 5th, 1998. Okay, she a Virgo. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Virgo and the Sagittarius. Okay, okay, okay. I could see where things went wrong there. They don't give a fuck about, yeah. All right, let me see. Okay, so Stefflon Don, she born, okay. So they about 7 years apart. Okay, they about 7 years apart. Okay, both of them are 90s babies. Okay. Stefan Don, she born. I always thought she was kind of older, a little bit older. Not that she looked older, but I just always thought she had a mature look. I always thought that she was like at least born like in the late 80s at least, kind of like Chris Brown's age a little bit, or like Tiana Taylor. They all around the same age group anyway. All right, so Stefan Don's birthday is December 14th. She's a December Sagittarius, December 14th, 1991. Okay, Pluto in Scorpio is the sun is it oh wait Pluto and Scorpio in the sign of its rulership. Okay, and then she was born in Birmingham, I guess Birmingham, what, West London or something like that. Yeah, Birmingham. Wow. Okay, so oof, girl, when they get to fighting, yeah, that's a September Virgo and a December Sagittarius. Yeah, you know it has to be over, man. Sorry to say, I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. If it's a September Virgo versus a December Sagittarius woman, it's gonna be over a nigga. That's just what it's gonna be. I think Jada saw Burner Boy for what he is. Burner Boy seems kind of like a Leo Gemini type. Let's see. Let's see what his zodiac sign is. He a Cancer. Oh shit. Yeah, Virgos and Cancers go together pretty good. I don't really, not for me per se, but I noticed that a couple of Virgo women that I know in my personal life, like the September Virgo women, they tend to go after water sign guys, Cancer guys, for some reason. It doesn't last long, but they do tend to connect with each other. I'm more of like a non-trad Virgo, and I have Aquarius moon, so I don't really vibe well with too much water sign people. So, I mean, water sign males, and well, yeah, when it comes to dating and romance and stuff like that, I'm not really, not really into too much water sign guys. Cancer is a no go for me. As an Aquarius moon, they're just like a no go for me. Let me see. So he had Cancer. He is July. Okay, him and Stefflon are the same age. Both born 1991. They burn young too. They young. Mm. 1991, July 2nd. Okay, he had July cancer. Oh Lord. Yeah, I do heard. I have heard that cancer niggas are freaks though. I heard that they definitely freaks and they want their woman to themselves. Um, it's interesting that he's able to lock her down though. Yeah, a Sagittarius woman. That's what I'm saying. Like she must have some water in her chart or whatever. Because it seemed like she really wanted to be with him, but he was on some other shit. If for a Cancer to break up with a Sagittarius woman, mm, it had to been something. It had to been something where he may have felt she was being disloyal or something. He may have accused her. Like I don't know. You know how Cancer niggas are. So it's probably because in his mind, Stefflon must have did something or said, like carried herself a certain way or had something to do with her exes or something. It's something like that. That's just a guess. But him sneaking around with Jada Kingdom, she's a little bit younger. So she's about what 7 years younger than the both of them. So she's a little bit more younger, more hot to trot, a little bit more of a sex hot kind of or whatever. Um, yeah. So this is interesting, very interesting. But yeah, yeah, they are. When imbalanced, they could be in third party situations. Okay, unevolved. Like if you think about like unevolved Virgo women or September Virgos or whatever, yeah, usually will be in a third party situation if uninvolved. I mean, I've noticed some August ones too, but I mainly noticed that trait with unevolved September Virgo, male or female. Let's keep
could
going.
possibly be talking about. But as far as we know, there is only one female artist in
Especially if they
dancehall
got a
who
lot
has
of
ever
water in their
admitted to
chart,
selling
like
their phone.
if they got a lot of water in their chart too, another thing too, like they got like a water sign Moon, water sign Venus, type shit. Like yeah, that's for sure.
And that was none other than Jada Kingdom. Of course, everybody was
Water in
coming
their
in,
fifth
filling her
house,
inbox,
seventh house,
tagging her, and she swiftly responded to the
or Libra
potential
in the
jab on
seventh
her
house.
Instagram story, saying, and let me just translate for the UK people watching. Hey boo, I'm not running around any bush with you. That's not my style. So before I gather your third-degree burns, just let me know from now if it's me you're coming for this time, or is it still your manager you're talking about again? And I think this was shade because Jada is kind of saying, yo, anytime you tried to sneak this me in the past, you copped out by saying you were.
Oh, so she.
Why? Trying to
Okay,
figure
hold on.
out
Let
every
me see.
woman
Hold on.
telling her she's not in dance hall and all she does is get ran through. And although no names were called, things would go on to
Oh,
become
Stefan Dawes said
so
that on the
hard. We were
track
meant
because of her. So they is taking shots at each other. Okay.
with something else entirely instead. The very first part of the snippet started off by saying, and I quote, put the body in a trance. You are wine, you are jiggle. Two leg in the ear, two hand by the nipple. You're not in a dance hall, dance hall. I run through a bottom man. Missing a mystery
Ooh.
woman telling her she's not in dance hall and all she does is get ran through. And although no
And
names
she
were
answered
called,
the
things would
call.
go on to become
Damn,
even more
she knew
specific
it.
when she would go on to say,
Virgos, that's one thing we know when somebody's trying to throw shade. We just know it. It's just like a sixth sense that we have. You know what I'm saying? And then on the flip side, Sagittarius, when they unevolve, they do act like little girls. They act like little girls. They can be very competitive, very childish. So I could see, both sides of them. They both got their ways. Unevolved Virgo, unevolved Sagittarius. Let's just say that. They both have their ways when they're in balance. We'll just say in balance. Um, Oh yeah, so she was definitely taking shots. Okay, I guess that girl Jada, she's gonna keep it to herself, right? We just gonna keep Virgos. We just gonna keep it to ourselves. Like, whatever. She on some funny shit. Whatever. I'll make it my own way. I don't need to be on a track with you. I'm good. But then, but then I don't agree with what Jada did though. In a way, because I mean, she don't owe the bitch any loyalty. I can see that. Like, she can already see like, oh, you don't want me to be on your track because you don't want me to outshine you. Okay, I get it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know what it is, girl. But just know I don't have no loyalty to you. I would have kept my shit a little bit more secret. If but Jada was like, bitch, I want you to see the shit. I don't give a fuck, whatever. And the fact that she is seeing it, just because obviously Stefflon was really in love with Burna Boy, but something happened. I think something happened. You know, um, with Burna Boy and her. I don't know. We're gonna see if they end up talking about why they broke up.
Hey, top girl, never sell yet. Never if a man figure land pan a jet. You never if my man. Dirty girl, we did left. Tell a girl said, I diss me said. And then the even more diabolical part. You never if my man still a box you figure. And as you can probably imagine, the
Trying
internet
to say she a
went
lesbian.
wild trying to
She
figure
do
out
seem
just
like
who
she
she could
bisexual.
possibly be talking about. But as far as we know, there is
They
only
probably
one
used to mess
female
around.
artist
Ain't
in
no
that song
telling
who has
shit. They
ever
probably
admitted to
was
selling her
into each
own, and
other.
that was none other than Jada Kingdom. Of course, everybody was commenting, flooding her inbox, tagging her, and she swiftly responded to the potential job on her Instagram story saying, and let me just translate for the people watching. Hey boo, I'm not running around any bush with you. That's not my style. So before I gather your third-degree burns, just let me know from now if it's me you're coming for this time. Or is it still your manager you're talking about again? And I think this was shade because Jada is kind of saying, yo, anytime you try to sneak
Manager catching a
you popped out
stray.
by saying you were talking about your manager. And so she follows up by saying, all of us here are curious as hell, man. You should really stop with those things. And after this, Jada even went on live saying she was very curious who are gonna get the box because it could never be her that she was talking about. And so everybody was waiting to see what would happen next. And maybe some thought that it would just be one diss and then fade away like most social media interaction. But that could not have been anywhere further from the truth. And the very next day, a full-length song was uploaded to Stefflon's YouTube channel called That At That. Of course, on the Dirty Money rhythm. The same song that was previewed the day before, except this time, there was something different about it. When you went to listen to the song, in that same line where she dissed a quote-unquote unknown woman, you could hear that the lyrics had been changed. And so what
She
Stefflon
switched
said
it
on the
back.
official song, differently from the preview, was, top girl, never sell yet. Never if a man figure land pan a jet. You never if my man dirty girl with it left. Tell Twinkle, say I diss me, I said, calling Jada.
She switched it back like, fuck it, I'm gonna just say your name now. So that pretty much, that pretty much confirms that Stefflon Don did mean to subliminally diss Jada. She subliminally dissed Jada. Jada called out like, bitch, I know you talking about me. And then Stefflon Don was like, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, I was talking about you. Let's change the lyrics out and put Twinkle so the bitch can really know. You should have just did it the first time.
For the UK dancehall scene into a
if you gonna throw shade, just throw the shade all the way.
First by saying, one man to me middle, come in like a forgot. Them girl full of man like Donga do cut. Saying that only one man is occupying residency in her cooch at any given time. And saying that Jada has so many bodies deep inside her, it's almost akin to Dovecote, a very famous cemetery in Jamaica where thousands are buried. Them not killing nobody, but them about shot.
Not a local diss. That's even worse.
How you do your body like that? Saying that Jada Kingdom is not killing anybody because she has no bodies. But yet, despite her lack of shooting guns, the men that she sleeps with still end up getting shot. And getting shot is, of course, the Jamaican term for giving somebody an STD. Cops say just money man can't keep you slam. And from manning, you're not even young. Saying that even though Jada claims that only rich niggas can get access to her golden hole, she is still broke and up to now can't even get a little bit of
like you ain't even getting none out of it. Damn.
A little bit of breakfast in the morning.
She must really feel like, yeah, she was really coming really hard because she clearly was in love with Burna Boy. So I know her heart dropped when she saw that bitch posting in Birkin bags and them in the Netherlands and so she coming with the kind of like the jilted ex scorn woman energy instead of taking it out on the nigga that left her. But we don't even know who left who, honestly. Let me take that back. We don't know who left who, but we know that it's something that happened between them. And we don't know who's at fault. So, but either way, she was curving that girl, and that girl wanted to get back at her. That's how I look at it. She was curving her, and then the girl just wanted to get back at her, like, oh well, shit. If y'all nigga wanna come over here, oh well, like it's nothing personal, just business type shit, and maybe a little bit more, maybe a little business, a little pleasure. But she in these lyrics, she's like, you ain't really fucking him out. You ain't really fucking my man. But you should let him answer that. She should be going on him. But you know how these girls are, especially the younger ones. These are later millennials. Yeah.
Well, sell out your body with a hype ground, saying that Jada Kingdom is so lazy that all she does is beg men because she has no ambition for herself. And despite the fact that she sells her body, she still has the audacity to be flexing on Instagram like she paid for any of that stuff herself. If my post my rifle, no girl don't come back. As you talk me fast, you know see me go answer thing my friend. See you are fool. You can't talk for me friend. You are no girl stuff.
Damn, she pulled her G card with that one.
Making reference to the same IG post that just showed you, Jada condemns to stop throwing shade and just be direct. Steph is saying, yo, ain't nobody afraid of you. I will gladly call you by name if you want me to so badly, because you are not a gangster or anyone to even think of making me afraid. Tight, girl, no fight over, man. But you get a wrong bang if you're playing with the gun. Backroad, girl, I never you me a chat, but if they get fit, you're for weird. Making reference to Backroad, the most popular location in Jamaica to pay for special services, and calling Jada an employee of such an establishment. And also saying that she wasn't talking about her in the snippet.
Also, Backroad in Jamaica is like Figueroa or what I like to call it, Figueroa in LA, or like PCH in Long Beach, or Sierra Way, or Baseline in San Bernardino. Wow,
You can fix them.
I love the local dishes. It's so funny. Even if you're not from there, it's like whoa, local dicks. It's like damn, that's an insider. Like oh shit.
Which, by the way, speaking of caps, that is complete cap. Because come on, we can't pretend you weren't talking about Jada. Like Steph, I know we sing about gun songs, but we are not that stupid.
Yeah,
Okay.
unevolved Sagittarius, they're not gonna admit that they like to throw rocks and hide their hands. They're not gonna admit it, especially when you call it out. And Jada being a Virgo, she gonna call that shit out. Like, bitch, what? Like, she's gonna call it out. Like, just say something. You got something to say, bitch, say it. You know? Yeah. They gonna be very indirect and childish if they're imbalanced. I'm not talking about high vibe Virgos or Sagittarius, but we just talking about it when they imbalance, when they in a bad.
Anyways, tell the cokehead at this me I said, one man to me nigga come in like you forgot. Them girl full of man like no man of cut. Where's girl you know in my league? Me a real top girl gonna can't stand me. Where's girl you know in my league?
That's why she never want to do the song with her. If you think about it, that's probably why she's letting her know I ain't never really felt you. That's probably why she didn't really want to do the song with her. See, she already kind of didn't like her. She liked her. She was cordial with her, but she didn't really fuck with her like that. And she probably didn't want no competition on her song.
Saying that if Jada Kingdom had no intention of actually making a song to diss her, she does not care to go back and forth on Instagram stories. And after a few more lines, the song comes to a close. And of course, the entirety of dancehall absolutely lost their minds, flooded every single comment section, TikTok, and IG post about this topic. The biggest question right now in the air was whether or not Jada was going to respond to this absolute onslaught
And she
of
did.
allegations. And for a while, nobody really knew because as much as there was some back and forth on Instagram
I think this beef really helped Jada Kingdom. It helped her. It helped the both and boost both of them. But at the time, Steph is a larger artist, right? So, but I feel like this is what a beef really brings your A game. You bring your best because you got more to prove. You know what I'm saying? She got more to prove. Like we could have collabed, but now we got a beef now. So, you know what I'm saying? This is her moment, her time. So yeah.
Was pretty much silence on the musical front. But on one of these random days at 4 o'clock in the morning, as people were still in the middle of posting memes and making jokes about the situation, we all got a notification from YouTube saying that Jada Kingdom had a new upload. And when we opened it, we saw none other than a picture of Stefflon and the title saying Jada Kingdom, London Bed. And I
that sounds crazy.
This song is one of the single most disrespectful.
Yeah, that's the ether right there. London Bed is like ether for Nas, Sheether for Remy. I mean, No Vaseline for Q. I mean, The Bitch in You by Common. I mean, just like it's along those lines. Tupac hit him up. It's definitely along those motherfucking lines, baby.
My entire life. And I am not exaggerating. This might even be worse than Not Like Us. But to fully understand why,
it was personal disses too.
You have to know that a couple
serious allegations.
There was a TikTok trend. It started when famous artist Idonia was having a conversation with fellow artist Governor when he said, and I quote, any girl, any girl own,
and your uku tie. I remember Idonia only because of that song. and your uku never bite. I remember that song. I have this DVD. This is when I had my first apartment, right? It's like 2000s. This is when I had my first apartment. Me and my sister. It's like 2007, 2008, like late 2000s, mid to late 2000s. So I had my first apartment, whatever. And I remember, this was like in Long Beach. And I remember I used to go to the Slice of Jamaica. Those who are from Long Beach or live in Long Beach, you know what I'm talking about. Slice of Jamaica. Shout out to Mr. Baltimore. I ain't seen him in a long time. Hope he's doing well. But he has his own shop on 4th Street. But then he also used to be at the promenade when they used to have farmers market. They used to have farmers market on Fridays, and the promenade used to be popping. It'd be like live music, people, all kind of vendors there, people selling all kind of food, all kind of stuff. So I used to always go to his booth, and I would buy like I buy like the Rastafarian jewelry. I would buy like CDs, DVDs. I would buy movies. I bought Dancehall Queen from there. That's when I first started watching Dancehall Queen. That was like 10 years after it came out, because Dancehall Queen came out like 1997. So I saw that movie. I got all the new music, all the new dancehall and the new music that came out of Jamaica, because it blows up in Jamaica and the Caribbean first, and then it comes to America. Then it comes to like New York, and then it'll come to LA, whatever, right? So I knew all the songs, like all the dancehall songs, all the culture songs, all the love rock songs, all the new songs that came out that nigga had that shit. He had the CD, so he had that shit. So before, I used to always know all the songs before they came out. That was so fun. So what? Idonia, he still doing music? I gotta check with him, but I just remember that song Uku. Yeah, your uku big, and your uku tight. Your uku big. Oh, that shit brought some memories, nigga.
Is not so amazing that he feels inspired to write a song afterwards. He should not waste his time reinserting into that woman. And of course, this clip went viral, spawning a whole chain of artists talking about making hit songs from girls' vaginas. But this whole thing became all the more insane when Jada Kingdom released London Bed, and before the song even started playing, I saw any girl old we can't get a song. Don't F it back. Basically saying to his artist friend that if the girl's punani is not so amazing that he feels inspired to write a song afterwards, he should not waste his time reinserting into that woman. And of course, this clip went viral, spawning a whole chain of artists talking about making hit songs from girls' vaginas. But this whole thing became all the more insane when Jada Kingdom released London Bed, and before the song even started playing, as soon as you opened the video, this was the very first thing that you heard. And immediately after this audio plays, the instrumental comes in, and guess what?
Taliban's. Yeah, that's what made it bad. That's what made it bad. That's what made it so bad. Like, she was calculating. Now that is definitely some Virgo shit. This was very, very calculated. That bitch probably dropped that verse at 3 a.m. That bitch was plotting in the middle of the night. I already know it. I already know it. She was plotting in the middle of the motherfucking night, and she did it. It's very calculated. That's how Virgos are. We are very calculated in our response. It's like double entendre, triple entendre, quadruple entendre. We dish you 5 or 6 different ways, and you can only identify 2 ways we dish you.
We had just blown up with using Stefflon's ex-man's beef against her. But that was the only reason why she chose this beef.
Of course.
Because, no, the real reason she chose it was exactly so she could do this.
Yep, and she replayed the line. Yep, that's what made that shit go hard.
The instrumental of Stefflon's ex-man, just so that she could play the verse of him saying that she has the best pum pum, and to make matters worse, she played at the start just to show that not only is your man singing about my friend, but he's doing what the church said you're supposed to do. Make a hit song from it. Not even 15 seconds into the song, Jada had not even said a single word.
She ain't said a word yet. Yeah.
Infinite disrespect had already been delivered. Surely, if she had stopped it right there, it would have been.
That was strategic.
That is the opposite of what happened. And when she starts talking, the very first line of the song says, and I quote, "Me coulda make a waste boy trap me with no picnic. That are you. Go find your mama. Big old to jump through." Making reference to the fact that Stefflon is actually a single mother, and saying that unlike her, Jada would never let a broke, bum-ass nigga trap her with a kid. And then goes on to tell Steph that she should find her mother's extremely stretched out area and jump right through there where she belongs. Throw the effort and argue with your age group. You is a man clown, and that are the sad truth. Making reference to the fact that Steph is almost 6 years older than Jada, and saying,
almost
hey, you're the older one here. You should not be the one acting so immature, especially over a man.
That's true. I do agree with Jada on that tip. Yeah, argue with your age group. Yeah, because she's a little older than her. Yeah, she should be. She should have carried it. But I think it's because her feelings were involved. She was really reeling over that breakup. But I agree with Jada. She should never came at her for that. And if Jada want to be a sex worker, that's her personal business. So she's talking about girl code, but then she keeps talking about, okay, yeah, the girl put her business out there. That's because she don't give a fuck. She's cool with what she is and who she is. Like, yeah, I sell my pork. It's okay. Like, that's her. No need to judge her. So there's not a lot of good girl code and not a lot of woman's woman type of energy. This is not what you expect anyway. I mean,
who is a man clone, and that is sad truth. Making reference to the fact that Steph is almost 6 years older than Jada.
Yeah, 34-year-old picking on her 7 years.
So immature,
yeah.
Especially over a man.
She's 27 and Stefflon is 34.
Sleeping with hundreds of women as we speak, but then goes on to defend him a bit when she says,
oh, so she said that he sleep around, so Jada must have already peeped some shit then.
Who is a man clone, and that is sad truth. Making reference to the fact that Steph is almost 6 years older than Jada. And saying,
she's on some pick me shit.
You should not be the one acting so immature, especially over a man that does not care about you or me and is sleeping with hundreds hundreds of women as we speak. But then
Exactly.
to defend him a bit when she says, you say him cocky small and he is a mama's boy. Little bitch, move on. You must be Lulu. Making reference to the fact that many women do like to go online and complain about how their ex-boyfriend has a small pecker. But clearly that was not a problem during the relationship. Something that she didn't talk about on her own TikTok before. And apparently Stefflon had done this to Burna Boy, and Jada is saying, hey, you need to relax because clearly you are in fact the Lulu. But then it gets to the most insane part, the chorus. Your body hole, name London dead. Your mouth F out.
That's why the man left.
And listen to me right now. I don't know how Jada Kingdom knows what went in Stefflon and Fernandez. And I don't know how she knows who has been in her mouth. But one thing I can say, I have heard people talk about F out vagina. But I have never heard somebody talk about F out mouth. How much cocky it take for you to F out? That's how much cocky. It gets even worse. And that quote, you coward like puss, you're not bad from nowhere. A little chunk change put a price on your head. You have a P-file brother. And
that's the hardest line right there.
I said, what?
I was like, she got a pedophile brother? Damn.
Brother, a rapper in the UK who apparently got involved in some allegations
with 10-year-old
somebody
girl
who was below a certain age. And Jada is saying that, of course, people like that do not deserve a life. I don't know what Steph's going to respond to that one, but I guess we're
that was personal.
Brought up the family. As soon as the chorus ends, she starts defending herself to some of the allegations made on Steph's Dirty Money song. When she says,
that song go hard.
Good, but man can't lay. Free Freak is great. Good. Making reference to the popular Jamaican phrase, free F is great. Basically, a bit of a meme started by women to say, hey, we deserve to get spent on. Money is such an essential part of us opening our lids that if you don't spend money, that's basically a crime. I mean, you basically gripped me at that point. A meme that honestly might seem a bit insane to anyone outside of the culture, but Jamaica is a very raw country, as you see. But yes, she's basically using this to say, hey, I know you're out here giving it out for free, but since I have the good P, and free F is essentially a crime, of course I'm gonna sell it. Duh. I'd rather sell it than be like you and get passed around for nothing. Which she then continues by
damn, so I might as well be a sex worker and get paid off for niggas. Niggas ain't gonna stop fucking behind my back, so I might as well get paid off. That's what Jada's saying. Hey, Jada Kingdom, you could tell in this situation, she's the dark feminine. Actually, both of them are, but I feel like with Jada, it's like she's operating in her dark feminine in a way that she's like, bitch, you the one getting your heart involved with these niggas. I'm not. You the one throwing rocks hiding your hands because you really mad at this nigga. This nigga fucking around on you. And you worried about me, bitch? Like, I feel where Jada coming from with this one, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna lie.
I'm saying, the man tell you say he never want to be no stepfather. I hear you figure cause little idiot girl. Saying that, hey, Burna said he didn't want you because he didn't want to be a stepdaddy. Don't get mad at me. Go down the hill.
That could be the reason why.
They're tricking on a bad bitch. I got my turn and would gladly take it. So what y'all gonna do about that? From your
I knew it.
If your man, you flop. Basically saying that, yo, she had no problem dealing with Burna Boy.
Yeah, she didn't care. She
got what she wanted out of it. What are you
she ain't worried about him like that.
You go on the mic to sing that next girl, if your man, you already lost. And since you're bad, me there so awake on the box. 17 in the Glock, stuff your face with shot. Making reference to the fact that Steph said in the last song she was going to box Jada when she saw her. Jada is saying that she's waiting. And speaking of Steph coming to Jamaica, Jada's next line goes on to say, anytime you come yard, you get passed wrong. All the man for them song and use F to pay it down. Your friends say you look pop pill and eat and beer funny stuff. But Dubai, them take your face and shit it out. And once again,
damn, she go to Dubai and all that shit, yeah. Whoa. Damn, interesting.
I have no idea how Jada is getting access to this information. I don't know if this is true.
She got, it sounded like some person, it sounded like somebody contacted her and gave her the tea. Like she was up investigating, like the Virgo she is, and she started getting all the tea. People started sending her tea, like, yeah, I know this about her, I know that about her, and then she added it to her song.
Response because this is crazy. But then Jada questions once more why she's even coming at her and tells her who she should be directing her anger towards. She
it's
says,
a nigga.
Go fight the surgeon whatever they're coming to God. This the boy with gear one and F your meds up. Underneath you sick and stink and full of pus. Me hope your broke baby father learn him. Listen, dog. What?
Bust shots, boy. I'm telling you.
Crazier when Jada says, and you need to stop about the little girl. You took careless.
Yeah, she accused her of trafficking girls too.
That she apparently picks her out and following that up by saying, you must run a house up a London. No, once again, we do not know what
that was a crazy line right there. She was accused her. I mean, she really got deep with this diss. She really got personal is what I wanted to say. Because she talked about her PDF file brother. She talked about how she always every time she come to Jamaica, she's always fucking on everybody. She said that her nigga be sleeping around on her, give her STDs. She like to traffic girls. When I heard all that stuff, I was like, damn, I didn't even know all that about her. Like, I did not know. So that bitch, Jada, she did her motherfucking homework.
Don't step to me about the man. Dissing her for her age once again and saying, we will make a boy shoot up your culinary. Because apparently Steph and Burna Boy had gotten back together at some point during this time and he got her a gift, a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
right before the beef started. So maybe This is
He
where
was trying to
Stefflon
make. He was trying to get back in her good graces after that line that he dropped. Man, he was trying to say he's trying to spin the block. Oh
chose
man.
to diss Jada in the first place. But if she chose to start it, Jada decided that she was going to end it when she said, "You're just another weak link. You are not a dad. You could have never be a threat. You're just a fan. Anything we chat, me have to laugh at. I must drop this, cause your pussy big like London Bridge." She goes on to sing the chorus one more time, and then right there, the song closes. And just like
Yeah.
anyone would expect
It
after
was quick.
everything we just heard, the moment
It
this
was a
drop,
quick. It was one verse. It was a quick line, and it was just like she got real fucking personal. Like, I mean, she brought up things about Stefflon Don that I did not. I didn't know. The public didn't know like that, unless the people, the people that's in their country. But yeah, that's a hard ass song. That's the ether right there. The
all
ether, the
of social
ether.
media with absolutely
No
mad
Vaseline.
TikToks,
Hit 'em
Instagram
up.
posts, think pieces. All the big pages were posting left, right, and center about just how much disrespect we all witnessed right before our eyes. And while we wondered just how on earth could possibly reply to such a thing, it appeared that Jada was not very concerned because that same day she would go on to post a story basically saying that she was done with the war. Not only did she not care that much, but she was also in a happy, healthy relationship with American rapper Pardison Fontaine. And so she had
Oh,
no
she
fear to
put.
drag
Oh,
over a man who was
I don't know him, but I've heard that name before. I think he worked with Cardi B before, right? I think he worked with Cardi B before, and maybe some other these other new age artists. Oh, okay, so she's with him, huh? Oh, okay. I don't know too much about him, but I do know that he was on a song with Cardi B, and I do know that he do songs with a lot of the mainstream people. But I don't know too much about mainstream artists. But I have heard his name in rotation like before and around the pandemic years. Okay, okay, girl, you're getting that American coin.
even her boyfriend. And some probably thought that this would have been the end. But in Steph's position, after receiving that much blatant spit in your face, there are only two options.
Yeah,
Reply to that
girl.
track anyway, or just straight up find her in real life and kill her. And I don't think any of us would have wanted the second option. But in Steph's mind, she wouldn't even have had to do that. Because to her, Jada was already dead. And what I mean by that is that not even 24 hours later, a full-length
Yeah,
response
she
was
came out with
uploaded
her
to her channel
song.
called Dead Gal Walking. And due
Dead
to
Gal
just how
Walking. Yeah, I like
eager
that song
everyone
too.
was to hear what she had
They
to say,
both
the
went
video
hard.
shut up in literal seconds. The track starts by saying, "You is a dead girl walking. Me no beat road bush one, book up on the main and show the world how me brawling. Just a chat off your mouth for the clout. Me no do Instagram badness darling." Basically saying that, yo, come off for the IG story. I wanna see you in real life. Twinkle, you're a
Damn.
little star.
Woo.
You're not ready yet for the top girl war. Me have two old nuclear in my yard. Me go turn up
You
like
could
this
tell
and
she
I'm
was
bombing from
angry. If you
far.
listen to that song, Dead Gal Walking, because I remember I was listening to all of this when I used to do Tarot Bashment and Tarot Day Party, which will be coming back, okay? Not on this channel, but it'll be coming back around spring break. Um, just a little announcement, a little plug up in there. Stefflon Don, she actually has she did respond back with the song, and I remember playing it, playing the whole mixtape. It was actually a whole mixtape that I got on my YouTube music playlist, the YouTube music app or whatever. I got it's like 30 minutes, like a 34-minute mix of them going back and forth. Like they went song for song for song. This one was a good track, and you could hear the anger in her voice. Like that bitch really struck a couple of nerves, more than one. So when you hear her voice, I never heard her voice that deep. Like that bitch was mad. You could hear the anger in her fucking voice, boy.
Telling her that, yo, you're not on my level, don't try test me. And saying that the guns in her yard are so massive, they are equivalent to nuclear bombs that she will use from afar. But then she follows that up by going into the first verse and saying, "Me a kill a girl, live a girl in a blood bath. Binds palm binds and shut out them hearts. Send them a cemetery, everybody bad. Send some a hell, send somebody God. Rifle clip your trip, you bust your head. Which girl could beat me? Bitch, you lick your head," making reference to all of the advanced artillery in her possession, as well as how she plans to use it on Jada, and defending the point about how Jada could never beat her in a physical altercation. That's insanity. And she goes on to further speak about the insanity by saying, "Must see the coke when you're taking out your nose, make you forget your bodies, me kill you, and the 10 man you F for 10 grand." He said, accusing Jada of being a snorter of the forbidden snow, something that during this exact same week, rapper Asian
I did hear
also
about
accused
that.
Jada of doing in their back and forth on Twitter. So is it true? I
Yeah,
don't know.
Asian
Still the
doll
same.
saying that she did it. Yeah, Asian doll on Twitter. Yeah, I did hear about that.
Accusing Jada of being a snorter of the forbidden snow, something that during this exact same week, rapper
Cool.
Asian Doll also accused Jada of doing in their
Yeah, I think Asian doll. Yeah, Asian doll and Jada Kingdom. They was beefing with each other too. Yeah, the content appeared on Urban Island's Asian doll. Accused Jamaican singer Jada Kingdom of being hooked on drugs and switched up on everybody. Damn. Yeah, I think they used to be friends. Asian doll and Jada. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all is refreshing my memory. This is a good documentary. This guy do a good job.
And forth on Twitter. So is it true? I don't know. But Steph is saying it's
He
so true.
unlocking all kind of memories from 2024.
And that's the only reason she can feel so confident as to this when she knows she's worse. Don't ever influence with that. This never over a man, but the post where you post as exam. Basically saying this was never about Burna Boy. This is about the fact that you posted on your IG story tagging me. Which again, this is cat bro. She would have never done that if you didn't diss her in the song.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The reason why she added you and she on Instagram is because you came out with the subliminal first because you was mad about her and Burna Boy and you was hurt about it. Just admit it. You was hurt about it and you decided to diss the girl and you know what I'm saying? You already wasn't really talking because y'all was supposed to work on a song together and you basically didn't want it. You just gave her a long no, a maybe. Like you didn't end up working on the song with her. Okay, that's cool, whatever. But now it's making it seem like you never really liked her like that, or you looked at Jada as some kind of threat. Maybe you didn't agree with her lifestyle, or whatever the case is. You probably didn't really like her like that. That's why you didn't want to work on the song with her. So you can't expect her to be loyal to your nigga. You know what I'm saying? I mean, loyal to you or whatever. Oh my goodness.
But anyways, you're doing again. Yeah, and me not half breed. Me is a Kingstonian. Defending her Jamaican lady.
Yeah, because I figure, yeah, she's going to say because she's British Jamaican or whatever, yeah. And then Jada is Jamaican. So that's another little thing right there.
About Burna Boy. This is about the fact that you posted on your IG story tagging me. Which again, this is cat bro. She would have never done that if you didn't miss her in the song.
Exactly.
You know this is about Burna. Why would you trying to pretend? But anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and me not half breed. Me is a Kingstonian. Defending her Jamaican lineage and any fans who are accusing her of not being a true JA person. Then you just something like sodium. When me step on a mission, me never itch.
Yeah, she had to prove herself.
Making reference to the Jamaican term for bullets, corn. I'm saying that she's popping the corn as if she's the longtime girlfriend of famous artist Popcorn, Tony and Singh. I want them. Come in like nobody not informed them. The gun them stuck up. Me kill a girl for fun. As them leg up, we got done a clip on. Yeah, you're so then your boyfriend. Accusing Jada of being a member of a certain community, which I'm pretty sure she's publicly
she do come off as bisexual.
This, but on top of that, what do you mean by she sucked more?
I think she said she was bisexual.
I don't think that Bucky Boy is sucked. You know what? Never mind. You're cheap. Anybody could have written that. I never Megan. I did. You should have get shot. Making reference to the fact
Megan
that
Stallions.
Jada Kingdom's current boyfriend at the time of this beef is none other than Megan Thee Stallion's famous ex-man. Steph is
Oh,
saying that instead
that's
of
okay. That's why I've been hearing his name. Okay, that's Megan Stallion's ex-boyfriend. Okay, so Jada Kingdom is currently dating Megan Stallion's ex-boyfriend. Yeah, that's why I kept hearing his name. I couldn't figure it out. Okay. Partisan Fontaine. Okay, I don't know these younger artists. I don't know them like that.
Well, if you're afraid, you are run up on a top with PD file and you make a 17-year-old breed it. No, I don't know where this allegation comes from.
Somebody must have been sending my girl Steph a lot of tea too. I'm telling you, these people, man.
Jada Kingdom was dating 19-year-old rapper Nas EBK when she was about 24. No, I don't know if she's trying to say that they were dating long before he was actually 19 or there's another young guy in the picture. But Steph is saying that a baby was
a little old
baby
right there.
So
if the genders would switch, that would be kind of like, even though 19 is legal, but 19 is kind of like that's like a 16-year-old. I mean, still kind of a teenager, but a legal adult. And then she's in her 20s, well into her 20s, 24. Yeah, that is a little. I'm not really into young dudes or whatever, but yeah, she probably could have waited a few more years.
Decided to send it back to the Lord. I'm not really sure how Steph would find out about this information, but she seems to know more things because she then goes on to say, and you did a try to my Batman cousin. How much you suck? About that dozen. What? Your Batman cousin, Steph? Blood clot. And then goes on to share her absolute disdain for her existence by saying, your mother should have swallowed that sperm. Hardy, you soon are gonna learn. You remember when my brother did sell you the powder? Clearing the cold allegations once more. I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of snitching on your brother. But she is not getting off of this drug narrative. Then she goes on to get even crazier by saying, then you pop money, mix it with a little soda. Stick, yeah, you have a little odor. And me here say you empty dread boy sosa. After she said that, she put the ad lib. Me here say you put the dread boy sosa. They said, me the H.P.I.C song. Me the H.P.I.C song. But to be fair, that's not really at least. Chief Keef is one of the most legendary rappers of all time. But once again, Steph shows that no matter how private Jada thinks her information is, she knows. And then goes on to follow all of this information by saying, how you're never in a blog for your music. The only time you're in a blog is when you're so...
Damn.
Just stop. How you sing for the dance and you don't have hits? And says the most insane bar of this verse. The man tell me say I love drink. I'm done. I'm done.
She got to get her back for that Dubai
line.
line. She said, "Bitch, you saying I'm getting shit on Dubai? Bitch, you drink piss." Like, damn. Oh God.
Information. I'm so serious. I mean, she basically just exposed her source right there. But my God. And speaking of Burner, she goes on to defend the gift that he got her even more when she says, "Shoot up which colonel? The killer them in at the back will make the Uzi bomb. 50 caliber chop you up. I saw the bullet long. Hey girl, you want to look ahead? Look how long you apart with put ahead and can't put it back." Making reference to well-known outspoken Jamaican producer.
Yeah.
Jada, you a traitor. You're gonna marry Verse Simmons just for your papers. Making reference to Jada's past relationship with the singer from all the way back in 2019 and saying the only reason she was with him was to acquire her green card.
Damn.
You a traitor. You are the biggest embarrassment to Jamaica. Girl, you're dead. You are dead girl. You is a dead girl walking. As she continues to sing the chorus one more time.
That song is like a death spell right there. Like, she came with some heat. They both of them bitches was going extra hard. Like, that song, Walking Dead Gal, that song, that is literally a death spell in the song. Jada, it wasn't really like a death spell. It's just more like, bitch, don't be worried about it. Oh well, girl, like, woo.
Instead of singing in patois and saying, "Truth is, I'm feeling sorry for Partisan." Imagine saying Jada Kingdom is your baby mom. Ew, rest in peace, you dirty bitch. And the song closes off. And as you can probably imagine, after some of those bars, all of Steph's fans went wild. The song was not only very disrespectful,
because they tried to diss her and say, "Oh, you're a British Jamaican, you ain't one of us," and she tried to show, "Hey, I'm just as Jamaican as y'all." And yeah, that happens a lot in the Caribbean. Like, if you grew up outside the Caribbean, or you were born outside the Caribbean, yeah, they tend to do that. So she felt like she had to really defend herself or defend, her Jamaicanness. Okay, let's keep going.
Also, a war song, bringing nothing but pure abundance to the table. However, this might not necessarily have been a good thing in the eyes of many. Because while a lot of people were saying this is a real war song, there was another camp saying that, hey, this was actually kind of weak. Because instead of dissing the girl, you spent about half of it talking about guns that we know you're not going to use. And so the debate would start between the two fan bases of who won. Because I'm not going to lie,
Jada's song sting worse.
Was up as hell. London bed? London bed? That is not easy competition at all. And as disrespectful as Steph's lines were, because she spent so much less of the song talking about personal things and more about guns, the total shift of the fans was actually leaning way more into Jada's favor, which led her to be
because she was more
on her IG story.
You know why? Because Jada went more. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Both of the tracks are good, but I would say Jada's stung bad. Like, her song stung really bad. Like, she really had personal things to say, and it was crazy personal things about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell Jada took her time. Not took her time. I mean, she responded fast, but I'm saying you could tell, like, she really took her time to get all the receipts. People were probably sending her receipts. She writing them all down, and then she figuring out how to plug it into her lyrics. Whatever that she was feeling, she put it out. She put it out there. Like, she put it out there. So I would say between the two, I have to say Jada's. As much as I love my girl Stefflon, I love them both, but I just feel like Jada went more harder. Jada went more harder, and then what's the name? She just went full gangster mode, and that just shows right there that she was how angry she was at that diss. She was angry as fuck. You could hear it in her voice. She was angry as hell. So you could hear it in the song. Like, she was more so, yeah, just like the guy said, she was more so talking about guns and shooting her and this and that. So that just showed that she was really angry, and basically it's like a death spell. She basically gave the bitch a death spell in a song. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a death spell. What's her name dissed her, but she's giving her like a death spell in the song. So that just showed that she was really fucking upset. You feel me?
Spamming loads of laughing emojis as the whole quote-unquote weak step song was. And between Jada's nonchalant attitude and the constant IG posting, nobody knew if or when she was actually going to reply. But these questions were all answered when within the next 24 hours, Jada Kingdom...
It's crazy because, like, Jada Kingdom is like the underdog in the situation. She was the underdog that got thrown into it. This is a pretty picture of her. I feel like she got thrown into it because of how the girl feel about Burna Boy being with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been handled a totally different way. And they was bound to beef because they didn't collab. It was like set in stone that it was bound for them to beef. But yeah, Jada, she was the underdog in the situation. Stefflon Don was the bigger artist, so you thought that she was gonna come super super hard, and she did come hard, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't coming as hard. Like Jada came extra hard because she was hungry, and she has more to prove. She's the underdog. So this beef actually helped her, and she didn't start the beef. She finished it. And that's how Virgos are. We don't start shit. We finish it, and we leave an impact on people, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know.
A new song called Steph Lazarus. And before I
Yeah,
even explain
that
the
song.
title, nigga, look at this cover art. Steph London, bloody, bruised, her head just laying there.
Yeah, she had to throw the death shit back at her. Yeah, so when she came with Steph Lazarus, it show her face bloodied up, and then it shows the R.I.P. Because what's her name wasn't really talking too much about death or anything like that when she was dissing her. And she's probably saying like, "You bitch, you ain't even bad at like that," but she wasn't really like giving her a death spell. But what Stefflon Don did, she did give her a death spell in that song. So Jada came back with Steph Lazarus back at her again because like, bitch, I gotta throw that shit right back. If you just threw some death energy at me in a song, I'm gonna throw that shit back like a $2 hoe. Okay.
And her name written in her own blood. The song starts off by saying, "They must name Steph Lazarus, rise from the dead and give chat. How this possible?" Making reference to Lazarus from the Bible, who died and was brought back to life. But I put you in at the midfield when they know say I can't tackle. Making reference to football, saying, who in their right mind would send Steph into this war knowing she can't win? What you know about war? Pussy, come let me get it. And then sets up for some of the most diabolical allegations she's about to make. Yeah, the world don't know where your overseas are do. You sacrifice your daddy, you should have sacrificed your brother. We're bringing in Steph London's father who passed away in 2018, disrespectfully calling him into the clash and also implying Steph had something to do with his passing and saying not only should
That
your
she
father
sacrificed him. You see? She's like, "Oh, you trying to throw death magic on me, bitch? Okay, yeah, you try to sacrifice. You sacrificed your dad for whatever. You sacrificed him for fame. Da da da." That's when I got when I first listened to Stefflon Don was my friend rest in peace Nelsie. She the one that put me on to Stefflon Don. And she said, "This is new artist," and this was around the time he was going out. Yeah, this was around 2018. So yeah, she probably did sacrifice her dad for fame, and she said she should have sacrificed her brother because that's the pedophile one. I agree with that.
class, which is insane by the way. But your brother, who is a PDF, should have also gotten the same treatment. And
Yeah.
stop trying to pick up badness and go read your little son a book. Man, are you in a puppy show. That is not a good look. Saying that Brenda
Okay.
Boy has Steph acting so
Got you
crazy, she's
looking
out here
dumb.
talking about guns when she should go and read her son a book. Bitch, stop fooling yourself. From a wristband, your foot get broke. Don't size up. You are the only girl my ear said you were free. Accusing Steph of giving out the box for free and getting nothing in return yet again, and goes on to follow up this narrative by saying, Massacre and Tory Lanez in your mouth. Drake never gave the
What?
sound, but you're getting a good suck.
Ooh.
Yo, I just cocky, why is this so suck the most cocky? Who take the most wood? Massacre, Tory Lanez, and Drake, no granted. You know that
Man.
even a waste man, actually low-key S-class niggas this still. But that's crazy to be brought up in a song. She then goes on to say, you is not no gangster. Let's be realistic. Anyway, my book you, me have to deal with you wicked. You take the whole day for drop a song and me not impressed. When you did young, your uncle, that I impressed. Me say what the blows and skirt on the what? What? No, granted.
She got
that
too
would
much
be
dirt
assault.
on her,
This is in
honey.
no way, shape, or
She
form
should have
something
never
against
fucked
somebody
with
woman.
Jada. She
That's
got too much
crazy,
dirt on
especially
her.
as a woman. I'm just putting
That
it out
bitch
there.
is
And
sharp,
once again, I have
honey.
to say, how is she getting this information? As so much burner boy talking like that? Shut your youth, ladies. Some
I think Burna Boy was doing a lot of pillow talking. And Stefflon Don, she probably seemed like the type of person that when she get with a man, she started telling him all her problems and her pain and trauma, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to talk to a fucking therapist about that. But it seemed like either people from Steph's personal life was calling that girl like, yeah, here go this, here go that, here go this, here go that, and or this nigga was pillow talking with her ass. He is a cancer. Come on now, he's a cancer nigga. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he definitely was talking about her. He had the tea. He had the scoop. You know how cancers are. They can't hold no goddamn water. Like, they gonna tell the business. They gonna tell the tea. They gonna tell the business. So yeah, I could see him definitely gossiping to Jada, and Jada just sitting back laughing like, for real? Wow, she did all that? Yeah. Well, uh-huh.
well,
Yep.
all your business getting out there. I don't want to tell people, but it's after this that
Pillow
Jada goes
talking,
on to
nigga.
address the coke rumors. You can keep the drug for yourself and princess. Cause you say your people sell coke, it makes sense. Just to expose yourself, boy, you look close. Which is basically what I said in the last song, because she said
Yeah,
her
because she did say that her brother sold him coke. Yeah.
brother sold Jada coke. You're literally snitching. If you go watch my pussy, no way I talk about. Which she then goes on to start clearing her name. The boy was never 17. Michigan, but you, your brother breeder 15 old, and you go bail him out.
Damn, you bailed him out.
That's it for the video, guys.
Lord.
What? And again, these are actual sexual allegations you can find online, but she gets even worse when she says, your brother
He got
did
her
such and such
pregnant.
and you're bailing out. Then you give her mother hush money, junk girl. Accuse himself of being an
Oh,
evil,
paid the
disgustingly
mom.
guilty participant
Damn,
and
she
didn't
kind of
give
like how Nicki Minaj was, pretty much. When it came to Jennifer Huff, she had her fans cyber stalk, gang stalk the girl, made her, intimidate her, call her, threaten her up, threaten her to hurt her, to kill her, basically re-traumatizing the girl. And then she also paid her brother's court fees because he was a pedophile. So yeah, they kind of got some similar little TT.
his
Interesting.
mother hush money to calm down on the
And they're
way.
both Sagittariuses too. Yeah. 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 Wow. Standing behind predators. Interesting.
My family and Alonzo, saying that regardless of what has ever happened
I'm
with
a
her, she knows
Sagittarius
her
rising,
family is
so
nothing.
much love to my high vibe Sagittarius. I'm a Sag rising. Uranus and Sag. So yeah.
Like, I tell you, baby, your run fine girl will team up with making reference to what I said earlier about the fact that in this exact same week, Jada Kingdom's ex-friend Asian doll came on
Yeah.
Twitter to accuse her of a whole bunch of things. Me not take coke, stink, yeah, you're facing. It take an African man for your start push bravery, saying that Burna Boy is the only reason she felt this confident to come out after all this time. Stop post for the gram, you look sad like, meet me on the battlefield, shoot or die. Say you a top girl and you a dry cry. No keep on your mind, and that's why. Saying that Steph aims to be such a top girl, but in the end,
I think
she's
they
so
want
obsessed
each
with Jada's
other.
work that just
It's
thinking of
definitely
it,
some sexual tension between the both of them as well. So it's definitely some like, yeah, Jada is openly bi. Stefflon could be also into girls too. You just never know, you know. When a bitch keep talking about, what you doing sexually and blah 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 blah, that's something that really bothers her. So yeah,
what she did with
could be
Burna Boy and
possible.
Steph dry crying her eyes out till she has no tears left at night time. Steph posts for the gram, you look full like, and throws a stray at Asian doll by saying, meet me on the battlefield, you and the batch body doll too bad man. Making reference to Asian doll's publicly documented BBL and plastic surgery. Try no me not rough, and me gonna effing jump. Stop call Hardy name,
I don't even
relax
think she
yourself
caught
before
on
you
to
reach
that,
London.
but she
Find
don't
your house
understand
and money
patois.
gone, that dirty bitch you must be drunk.
Unless
I don't give
Asian
a
dog
F no more
probably,
if you're not
I don't know where her background is.
declaring publicly that everything she said on her story before about not caring that much about the war and wanting it to be over, that was now done. Jada is now saying that until Steph is in the ground, she not stop, kill the whole generation, your mama and the next one. And then Jada does something that nobody expects.
Now she mentioning death, like, bitch, you mentioned death, I'm gonna mention death too, right?
Mother, and starts to go in by saying, let young boy make him eat the young girl dead. And use your daughter money, mind man, ear dead. Saying that apparently Steph London's mother is sleeping with a young man and she should leave him alone so he can be with people his own age. And saying that she's using Steph London's money to go take care of said man. And then goes on to get even crazier with the allegations by saying, she run go if Beanie Man. That and a hearsay. Saying, yo, this is 100% confirmed. And stop sitting by saying, she had dash from she I get in a belly. Now I'm sorry, bro. If I see you after
She
fight,
fucked,
if I see you after this, I'm
she
sorry,
fucked
bro.
Beeman? For
But she
real?
just no, she don't stop. She just
Oh,
don't
wow.
stop. Like it's a family thing. You breed from you are 15, saying that both you and your mother have been bouncing on the dick like a pogo stick from such a young age and breeding. Focus on yourself. I wonder if you are with me. Make you never talk. And you the rapper boy them butcher. With butcher being the Jamaican term for a gambler. Saying that Steph has been getting dick from here, there, up,
gang
sideways,
bangs.
After this, she goes on to sing the chorus again and then says this. And then starts just talking on the song. I'll just let you hear what she said. What the fuck?
Drag queen nephew.
Vitriol in her voice right now. And then Jada goes on to attack another person who wasn't even in the last song. And just a bit of context for this, before Dead Girl Walking actually dropped, Steph posted a snippet of it on her IG. But the original preview she posted actually had a voice note as the intro. And the voice note in the intro was of a girl that knows Jada allegedly talking some crazy things about her. And you're gonna have to pay close attention because I could only find the censored version. The whole kingdom and nothing on the blood clot palace for nobody, body.
Damn. Rat, cat, and dog. Damn. I didn't see that post.
Diabolical words I've ever heard. And even this cover art. In loving memory of Jada Ashanti Murphy. Death date January 10th. Birth date. We're not sure when she was born, as this person does not even have a Wikipedia. beloved sister, daughter.
Damn.
Address, Stefflon Don's Instagram tonight. Nah, this is crazy. I'm sorry, bro. You have to find it, bro. I'm sorry. I can't see you like this at
Wow.
walk past. But anyway,
Wow,
as
wow,
for the girl
wow.
on this voice note, this is what Jada had to say about
Savagery.
her in Steph Lazarus. And now which dopey that you put on the intro? The same Christian again was sell a mossy candy. Gimmicks this. And then ends off the song by saying this. Such a moment. Just like that, if Steph fired a shot, this was an atomic bazooka. I mean, bro, listen. I thought it
Yeah,
was already
there's
low. How
secrets
do
for
you get lower?
secrets,
How do you
dirt for
get
dirt.
even more disrespectful? How do you walk outside knowing that somebody disrespected you like this and they're still breathing? But it appears that Steph London, instead of being angry and marching up to Jamaica,
They need to have a
she
boxing
actually did so.
match. That's what they need to do. They need to do a celebrity boxing match. Run some money up. If you gonna fight, at least fight in the ring. Like how them now that's TV girls. They doing this like fighting in the ring. They got like slim gloves, not the big puffy boxing gloves, but the smaller gloves that are more closer to the fist. They should just have them bitches go at it. I bet you it'll make good money.
Something completely different. She went to go merch right
Charity
on her
boxing
Instagram
match.
story and said this: I can't respect Twinkie because everything she said in her last song about me was lies. And I'm tired of hearing made up stories she drags from her ass. I have given you enough of my time that I wish I didn't have. Please go sleep and spend some time with your new man Hardy. Jesus, he must be so sick and tired of you now. I said what I
Mm.
said. On this internet, people take everything literal, and I'm not gonna be a part of made up stories that people will believe is sleep with my uncle, sacrifice my dad. What kind of lies? Honestly, do you feel good saying that and knowing you're talking crap? Just come fight me and done, because you're sick for making up stuff like that for some likes. Bro, it's seriously not even funny.
Did
I'm
that
not gonna
ever
lie.
happen?
I'm not saying I
Cause
don't
I
have
ain't
lies,
heard
but
shit
falling like this in the middle of a class
since
is crazy.
then.
Like, also, it's not fair. I don't think there are any rules, bro. Y'all are talking about some crazy things.
Hell yeah.
And you started the beef. You dissed her for no reason. But let's continue. Bro, it's seriously not
But
even.
see, that's how it is. Motherfuckers will start shit with Virgo, and then Virgo will finish it. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Unevolved or evolved, whichever sign. What I'm saying is, people will start shit with us, and then we will fucking finish it. People will throw shit like we can feel how we feel. We'll keep it to ourselves as long as you don't run your fucking mouth. Once you take shots, we're gonna respond, and we're gonna respond. And then by the time we respond, we're the bad guy, we're evil, we're the bully, we're the villain. You know what I'm saying? So you should have left that girl alone, Steph. You should have left Jada alone. You should have focused on yourself and your child. And if Burner Boy couldn't hang with or get with the program, and he didn't want to commit to you, you should have. That was misplaced anger. It should have been towards him, not towards her. I mean, she was right. Like, you're older than me, you should know better. And this just goes to show that just because somebody's older doesn't mean that they're wiser. Both of these girls are flawed. Both of these girls are male identified. They all have their ways about them. But I do agree with Jada that she should never started with her. You know, you come for a Virgo, they will shut you up. They will shut you up. They will shut you down. They will get real personal. And then look at her now. Like, I mean, not now, but you see how she's kind of like venting on her Instagram stories because it hurt. That's what I'm saying. You should never took no shot at that girl. That girl wasn't worried about you. Of course, putting up the pictures and all of that. Yeah, that was petty, but you should have just ignored that. Like, whatever, little girl, whatever. Anyways, you just another one of his hoes or whatever. That's your business or whatever. She should never paid it no mind because knowing that there was already tension between y'all because y'all didn't collab, and you never really said why. But then when you come out with your diss song and the things that you were saying about her, you probably didn't really like her too much anyway. So
Even funny. You can shame me with the truth any day, but I got a son that will hear these lies and I'm not with it. Again, a lot of made up
mm,
stories, sacrificed my dad, slept with my uncle, had a baby at 15, etc. You can even look online and see when I had my son. A simple Google search would have helped, look. This part is true. She had her son at
mm.
17 years old. No, technically, it did take 9 months to be born, so she would.
Okay, Stefflon Don gave birth to her son Jalen 2008. Okay, when she was 17 years old. She has largely, so that means she got pregnant probably at 16, had the baby at 17. Okay. She has largely kept her son out of the spot. Yeah, I didn't even know she had a child, so yeah, she did a good job with that. But she recently celebrated his 16th birthday in Jamaica in 2025. Oh, okay, just this past year. Okay.
have actually been
I didn't
16
know
when
she
she
had a
got pregnant.
child.
But
I did
Jada
not
said
know
15,
that.
so that's stretching the truth a
So
little
she
bit.
keep
Yeah,
her
something
private
is
business
seriously
real
wrong with
private.
you. It's weird. I will reply when you start hitting me with some truth, because you're playing a dangerous game trying to make random lies. Not sure what angle this
Yeah,
is.
that's some
However, as
crazy
much as Steph
allegations.
literally just said she was no longer going to continue the clash, it seems as if her emotions got the better of her. And she just could not help herself. Because literally a couple hours later, she dropped another song. So let's go see what she has to say. Maybe she's backing out of the clash and this is just her
Have
final
I
song
heard
to say
this song
goodbye. No
yet?
bad blood, just like let's just move on.
Yeah,
Hey, let's hear it.
I got the whole list. Oh yeah, yeah. Mm.
For all who did not understand what she just
Boy,
said,
a
Steph
beef
said,
between a
"Suck your
Virgo and a
mother's girl, you are
Sagittarius
dash
is
one the head
crazy.
girl, you
It's
baby
crazy.
up in
It's
them on
crazy.
you." Disrespecting Jada about her many alleged abortions and saying she's been haunted by the ghosts of her unborn children that came as a result of her whoring activity. And also makes the allegation that her father was, yeah. She then follows up by saying, "Bitch, nobody don't love you. No make you sing about my family not so. You drop dead, tell me how you resurrect. Me I put you back in your casket." Making reference to the fact that the last song was called Dead
Yeah,
Girl
they
Walk,
get
and that
walking.
Jada has now resurrected. The chorus then goes, "Bossy goes up, somebody just gone. Boss Jada face that I don't be just born. All your mama still a bed and you sell good hard." Saying that Jada is out there selling homes for 35K a piece, but yet her mother is still broke and starving. Walkless girl, better you keep on your drawers. Saying that Jada Kingdom is so worthless. It doesn't even make sense she goes to sell the homes. She not getting no money from it anyway. Birkenbag nah hey yo, you want most more property? No buy these no. Diamonds palm a chain, every ice freeze up, plus the Rolls Royce, and you fi try keep up. And what do you stinky twinkie? Miss Jada condom, but her ears waist girl.
Jada
Trash
condom.
every man down.
That's funny. Wait, hold on. I like that lyric right there. Jada condom. Hold on.
Small property, provide these no diamonds from a chain, every ice freeze up, plus the Rolls Royce, and you fi try keep up. And what do you stinky twinkie? Miss Jada
Stinky
condom,
Twinkie,
but her
Jada
ears waist
condom.
girl. Trash every man down. No Eastside Queen, you are Mossy Mascot. Skilly make your shake to get a one song. Making reference to Skilly Bang and Jada
Skillibang.
Kingdom's famous collab shake. And also
Yeah,
implying that
yeah.
Jada busted down on Skilly to get the feature. But then Steph comes in to defend her
Yeah.
mother by saying, "Oh, you fi try this to that mother. 16 shot, it's set up in your bladder." And then goes on to defend her family once more by saying, "I'ma bring my son, never kill my son. My pussy bring life, your pussy bring life."
Yeah, that was a cold line. That was a cold line. Like,
Why you
yeah.
gotta go so hard? Kindly reminder, some girl remember, your F-Chuck Fender, football defender.
Damn, you fucked Chuck Fender too? Damn.
And apparently adding him to the list of Jada Kingdom's body and follows that up by
Damn,
saying,
we got Drake. Wait, hold on. We had Drake. We got Partisan Fontaine, Masaka. Now Chuck Fender too. Skillibang. Uh, who else? Beanie Man. Damn.
on the star, she a double one bender. Bring her guy your dad, she a name off the helper. Saying that Jada Kingdom's mouth is so unstoppable to just suck and gobble everything inside. Even if you take her to your yard,
His visuals are funny as hell.
Sacrifice which daddy? Bitch, me believe in a God. Me not put money over family. And what about your darling? Can't say you are Barbie. When me see you on Twitter, I so cocky. No, I did not see that video. Steph?
I ain't seen it either. I heard there's a XXX side of Twitter, but I've never seen it.
Epic with 10 carats. Saying that Jada slept with dancehall artist Ritical. Saying that the way she is so easily jumpy by men, she must be a bunny. And saying not only is she so jumpy that she's a bunny, but when she smashed Ritical, all he had to do was find 10 carats. Just pick them out the grill and feed her. You're not even have to spend no money. My men's are stuck with them fence a drop. Fire about 9 piece, let them friends a gap. Me not fit in a London to do the badness. Anyway, me show them Steph not cap. Saying that Steph will find Jada anywhere she is and show her what she's really about. Jada, you're not bad from knowing. You just start look pretty since last year. Following up on a certain thing that Jada haters say, that initially all she had was shape going for her, but her face was never really all that until recently she just started to improve. You just start look pretty since last year. Before that you look like you never been. I will already do to you make us afraid. But then Steph goes on to make another very interesting allegation when she says, Jada, tell the world say you love me, and you come up in me and want pop off me drawers and me off your run. Bringing up Jada's bisexuality once again and saying that she had interest in Steph.
I knew they had something sexual between. I would not be surprised if they did have something sexual between them, you know? Because sometimes it's not always about the guy. The guy is just a prop. You know what I'm saying? In some situations, when a bitch fuck behind you or whatever, it's not really about the guy. The guy is just a prop. It's just a whatever type of thing. He's just a pawn in the game. But it's really because they want that girl. I wouldn't be surprised if they did have something going on. I would not be surprised if there was some little sexual tension there.
Chorus 2 more times and then ends with this outro. Which I'm not going going to lie, I don't really understand why a girl is laughing with a bunch of niggas about another girl just simply sucking. Like, don't you all do it? Don't you all sing about it? I don't understand. Like, it's 2026. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, I get listening in the song, but now you're just laughing about it like as if you'd actually laugh about it in real life. Like, don't you also suck people? But anyway, that's besides the point. When this dropped, the Stefflons who were rooting for her went insane yet again. But the rest of Jamaican social media was rather skeptical about all of this because by the looks of it, Jada had just been laughing and joking on her story the entire time, while Steph was getting angry, talking about Jada is a liar. She's gonna sue her for defamation and this, that, and the
she
third.
know that she's spiraling. Jada ain't tripping because she knows she already got her. Once she started kind of like explaining herself and like I sacrificed my dad, like you could tell she got to her. It really got to her, and then Jada's like ha 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 whatever because she knows she already got her. Once you got a bitch overperforming, once you got a bitch over explaining things, generally speaking, once you have a bitch doing that, you already know that you got her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
She's
it's
not
pretty
gonna
obvious.
respond anymore. She's gonna respond. All these back and forth. And so by this point, even though Steph had been dropping good songs, the vast majority of the dancehall community was actually way in Jada's favor. And in realizing this, as much as
Yeah,
this
they
last song
started
was very
swinging over there.
disrespectful, Jada knew in her heart she did not really need to care. And so proceeded to do as she normally did and just laugh about it constantly. Many didn't even think she was going to reply. But instead she did. Except this time, not with an extremely diabolical war song like last time, but instead with a completely different just listen. Instead of using loud guns blazing war songs like OG Vibes Cartel or Alkaline, this woman samples Travis Scott 5% Tint and uses a Derek Morgan TikTok audio as the intro. Immediately you know that she's here for one purpose, to troll. She then starts off by saying, them get the brain full of codeine, druggy drowsy, she run from the war, and I show a flap seed, twinkle alone against the world, that's me. Did I permit the little punk? Well, Creed. Referring once again to Steph threatening to sue her.
Yeah, threatening to sue her. See, yeah, you already know when you get to them, they start overperforming. They say, "I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna do this." They go into full Karen mode. This shit is crazy. It sounds so familiar, actually. But yeah, damn, she was threatening to sue her, huh?
But
That's how you.
I'm saying she
That's how you know she really got to her. When you tell the bitch the truth and they go into full Karen mode, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna report you. Yeah, that's because you got to her. See, that's why you don't kick up dust in everybody's face, because not everybody gonna let you get away with that shit. So, yeah, Steph started it. Jada finished it. She finished. She got her with the truth. Made her crash out on her Instagram stories, not on live, but like crashing out, typing shit, over explaining shit. It's pretty. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious that she got touched. You know.
or something like that. But instead with a completely different just listen. Instead of using loud guns blazing war songs like OG Vibes Cartel or Alkaline, this woman samples Travis Scott 5% Tint and uses a Derek Morgan TikTok audio.
I don't know that song.
Immediately you know that she's here for one purpose, to troll. She then starts off by saying,
she gonna rub it in. She knows she winning.
Drowsy. She run from the war.
She said me against the Twinkle alone against the world, but she knows she's the underdog that became the top dog. She know what I'm saying? Like she was the underdog that came out on top. That's why she said Twinkie alone against the world. That's me. Because she knew that she was going up against a bigger artist. And she showed that she was hungry. She showed, hey, I'm talented too. So, I mean, she did her thing.
That's me. Did I permit the little punk? Well, Creed. Referring once again to Steph threatening to sue her for defamation and saying she's not going to do this anymore because it's not fair. Then she defends the bisexual allegation Steph made in her last song when she says, the study was like, go jam your body, don't forget that. You love the gay life. Why are you acting like you're better? Making allegations that Steph is also into women.
You gay too, yep. See? I wouldn't be surprised, as I said, like I would not be surprised if they had a little something going on. I would not be surprised. Like they had a little something going on. For real. Yeah. Definitely sexual tension. I wouldn't be surprised if Steph go both ways. I think that she do. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. But she wants to settle with a man, obviously, but yeah.
Steph Panty Tongue, name the whole of Manchester. On a serious note, when I say get a checkup, no, me not gonna lie, woman beautiful, me love woman, so we can say why other people love woman too. But I did not expect this. London bed, your pussy come on like a letter. F out and bed, just go put that on a stretcher. Saying that Steph's vagina is just as common as a common letter, and saying that after the sheer amount of pussy it took to stretch that out, it must dead by now and needs serious medical attention. You suck the most, you're not eligible for lecture. Which by the way, I being said, why this another girl for something I don't understand. So good girl, like, doesn't almost every woman suck in 2026? Is that not a normal thing that you also sing about? You put
Yeah,
the fuck up
it's a little immature.
making reference to the fact that Steph keeps talking about her Batman cousin and her Batman friend. I show my good old in a song make you bitter. It's like you're obsessed. Never just send you a picture saying that the only reason Steph is mad is again because Burna Boy sung about Jada and not her. So she might as well send her a picture of
that hurt
her.
her. That hurt her ego. Saying that she had the best pussy. Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Cancer niggas, they messy. They messy like that, nigga. They're water sign dudes. They're messy like that. Remember, their water is a feminine sign, so they know they be pillow talking about their ex to the new bitch and all that stuff. So I mean, he intensified it by saying that. So it's like she already won. You know, somebody that she was in love with that wouldn't marry her said that somebody else coochie is better, and he probably just said that just to piss her off. So it makes me wonder, why did y'all break up? Was both of y'all cheating on each other? Did you feel like she was into women? Like, what's really the deal? Did she cheat on you with a woman, and you cheated on her with Jada? And did y'all used to have all something going on? Like, it's yeah.
He was accusing Steph of being obsessed with her by saying, look how you dirty mouth and run water, use a liquor. Me wouldn't even finger you. And what did that bitch have? Saying that Steph desperately wants to be inside of her, but she wouldn't even lay a finger down there. And goes on to the chorus by saying, just accept that. You don't like when your real belly don't flat. Why am I front? Dip on your head top. Me no say you're vexed, but me can't take the F back. Dissing Steph once again for getting work done on her body and also saying, I know you're upset, but I can't take Burna Boy's out of me, bro. I can't un-F him, I can't. And follows that
like it already happened.
Look how long me left the boy. Me not understand. A little birdie tell me say you lease the culinary. But I don't like this is that. We take a drive to the dock, telling Stefflon to get checked up after all of her wild activities yet again, and goes on to say, stop saying you're bad, cause I just your gun pussy was shot. Saying that the only thing shooting on you is your ability to give men STDs. Eastside Queen stamp. You a clown, stop chat. Sit down and crush a box food with the matic palm and lap. Heavy artillery with a pose with prop. Me not gonna show the skunk them face cause them a killer that. Saying that she won't show any of her associates faces because they do crime in real life. And also, don't go about it. They will let you up, I'm certain. She deserves no burial. Give her a trash bin. Saying that if Steph were to ever come to Jada's hometown of St. Thomas, she knows exactly what would happen to her. Stop supporting where that dirty antics when the too nasty. It's like them girls did not have no shame. You need to get your legs rearranged. And then goes on to calling another artist's name by saying, me here say Baker if you and cut same day. Baker, you did? If bro pulled that off, you know. We're not saying did have the girl them lock at one point.
Yeah, they be throwing all kind of niggas' names up in there.
Allegedly.
I know them niggas. And you know what's the crazy part about it? All these niggas that's being mentioned on them songs, they just sitting back laughing with each other, nigga. Like, they're just sitting back laughing. Burna Boy sitting back laughing. That's the crazy part. It's like Burna Boy is sitting back laughing while these girls rip into each other. And that's how it usually goes when it's male identified women. And that's how it usually goes. They'll rip each other apart. I mean, Jada was just defending herself, but you know what I mean. Like, they both ripping each other like to shreds. And Burna Boy and all these niggas that's being mentioned just sitting back laughing. I know they was all in a Zoom chat or they was all in a FaceTiming each other and shit like that. Like, I already know the group chat was definitely popping. I would love to be like a digital fly on the wall of their motherfucking group chat with all the niggas that got mentioned, because it's just for them to sit down and fucking laugh about, man. Cancer niggas, man. Messy.
Again of even more nasty, funny, ridiculous activities. Are you kidding me? Kingston born and raised, big up Jubilee. You back down from the war, you're not bad for real. Bullet them with stinging like a bumblebee. Wicked girl of all. Stop mix up God. He never save you, none at all. Referring to when Steph said that she worships God, so she would never do something like insane and sacrifice her father. But Jada follows that up in the next bar by saying, one go dig up your dead papa and tell him your fault. Continuing that narrative even more. And gets even more disrespectful by saying,
I think somebody told her that. Somebody told her that.
Piss on him grave with no emotion, call me Doc. Bitch, threatening to piss on the grave of her dead father. My God. Burna, look what you caused. Burna,
I know, Burna. And he don't give a fuck. Messy ass cancer niggas. They messy. See?
One more time and then leaves this as
so I don't do water sign dudes.
They messy, baby. Not serious. And just like that, the song comes to a close. But after this song dropped, something interesting happened. As much as the fans had their usual reaction, Stefflon actually did not seem very impressed. In fact, she went on her Instagram story to say this. Is this a prank? You still got time to delete this Twinkie. 10 carat emojis. Anyway, off to bed. Basically making fun of the song and saying that it didn't even seem worth acknowledging. Presumably because it sounded more like a joke song than a war song. But obviously this response seemed just a bit suspicious, just because because I'm fairly certain we all knew that that was the vibe Jada was going for. And not only that, I'm also sure everybody knows that just because a song doesn't sound like a traditional war song does not mean it can't be disrespectful. Like, just look at Kendrick Lamar. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Even London Bay itself does not
It
really
could be
sound like a war song.
a
And
funny
people liked
song.
it more than Dead Girl Walking, even though that did sound like a war song. And so it's for these exact reasons that some people saw this and took it as an excuse by Steph to back out of the war and avoid responding. Something that even more seemed like the case after all the complaining
It seemed like she didn't want to go back. She didn't want to keep going.
Like, the people don't decide to say Jada take the war. From Steph started crying, the war stayed up. It was good while it lasted, it can end now. Along with many of the Jamaican fans in support of Jada. But of course, on the other hand, just like how there are still Alkaline fans who genuinely believe he's the biggest artist in all of dancehall, there were of course a loud minority of Steph fans who actually believe that she won and still preach that to this day. My take, as much as Steph was a great artist and these songs did sound good to listen to, in terms of sheer and utter disrespect, there is no way you could even think to compare the things Jada said to what Steph said.
Yeah, it don't compare.
I didn't even know you could disagree level. But of course, the culture is who will decide in the end. And so what you guys choose to say is what will really tell us who won this international war. But speaking of Alkaline and big artists clashing, a clash even bigger than this was the massive war between the two biggest artists at the time, Vybz Kartel and Alkaline. And
yeah, that's a good
story
one.
Of their clash, as well as all of the hidden...
Then he probably gonna cover all the beef. Yeah, I'm definitely subscribing to your channel. I like the breakdowns and the lyrics and everything like that. Yeah, I want to see that one, Alkaline versus Vybz. I wonder if he got other ones too, because there was a lot of disses going back and forth between certain dancehall artists. I want to see what else he got. But anyways, y'all, I just wanted to come on here and watch this with you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I mean, if you listen to dancehall music, you into the whole Caribbean scene or whatever, and you want to know a little TTT, yeah, watch. I like to watch these different little beef breakdowns between like rappers and singers and stuff. It's really good. Yeah. So I think this beef really helped Jada's career, and it kind of shifted Stefflon down a little bit. That's why you can never be too comfortable at the top, because there's always somebody that's hungrier, that's more grimier than you, that'll move you out your spot, or you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that was interesting. It's crazy how all this shit been said and they ain't fought yet. There's no updates and nothing. I thought he was gonna update us and be like, yeah, like they might as well just do a boxing match or something. But luckily, good that nobody got killed or nothing like that. And it seemed like they just kept it on wax and moved on with their lives. But one thing I know about Virgos is we can really play a long game. We play the longest game, and we will wait as long as it takes to get our revenge. So it may appear that Jada's letting it go, but she's not gonna let it go. Okay, even though she finished it, like that girl started with her and she finished it, she may not even still be done, not be done. So you just never know. They might just meet each other and just be like, you know what I'm saying? But obviously they staying out each other's way. I ain't hear no updates or nothing. So, but if they ever decide to fight, I think that they should make it into like a boxing match. Have them fight in the ring, go like 4 or 5 rounds, whatever. Make some money off it. If y'all gonna fight, at least make some money off of it. Put the guns down, put your hands up, make some money, and yeah. All right, guys. So that is pretty much it. That was all the commentary I wanted to offer for this video. So, anyways, y'all, see y'all. Gotta